I thought the phone call from my mom in early December was just going to be about the usual Christmas planning. Her voice sounded cheerful, excited about having the whole family together at their place in Pennsylvania. I felt that familiar warmth, thinking about holidays past the smell of pine and cinnamon in their old three-bedroom house. But there was something in her tone when she said we needed to talk about the guest list this year that made my stomach tighten just a little. I had no idea that conversation would end with me making the hardest financial decision of my life. Before we get into what happened, I would love to know where you are watching this from. Drop a comment and let me know your city or country. And if you have ever had to choose between family loyalty and standing up for what is right, this story is going to hit close to home. Hit that like button and subscribe, because what comes next will show you exactly how far I was willing to go when my parents crossed a line they should never have crossed. I am Andre, 32 years old, working as a senior accountant here in Philadelphia. I have been married to Sarah for 8 years now. We met back in college, and she has been my best friend ever since. Sarah teaches elementary school 3rd grade to be exact. She has this way with kids that just makes them light up. She is kind, patient, and honestly, one of the most genuine people I have ever known. My younger sister Jessica is 28, works in marketing, though her jobs tend to change pretty frequently. She has always been a bit more restless than me, always looking for the next big thing. My parents live in a modest house outside Pittsburgh, about 3 hours from where Sarah and I settled. The house has 3 bedrooms and sits on a quiet street where they have lived for over 25 years. They retired early, both of them, because of health issues. Dad has a bad back from years of construction work, and Mom has arthritis that makes it hard for her to do much physical activity. Their retirement income is tight. They get by on Social Security and a small pension, but there is not much cushion for emergencies or unexpected expenses. I have always been the responsible one in the family. Even as a kid, I was the one who saved my allowance, while Jessica spent hers the same day she got it. When I landed my first real accounting job at 25, I started helping my parents out here and there. A couple $100 when the furnace needed repair. $500 when they had to replace the water heater. It felt good to give back after everything they had done raising us. Then, 3 years ago, when I was 29, the county raised property taxes significantly in their area. The annual bill jumped from around $3,000 to over $5,000. My parents were panicking. They did not have that kind of money saved up. The county does not care if you are retired or struggling. Pay or face penalties, liens, eventually lose your house. That is when I stepped in and told them I would cover it. $5,000 was not nothing for Sarah and me, especially since we were saving for our own house, but we could manage it. Sarah was completely supportive. She said family takes care of family, and we were fortunate enough to be able to help. So for the past 3 years, I have been paying their property taxes every December. $5,000 and change, right on schedule. I never asked them to pay me back. I never held it over their heads. It was just what I did, because I loved them and wanted them to keep their home. That Monday evening in early December, I was in our kitchen getting dinner ready when Mom called. She sounded upbeat, talking about Christmas plans, asking if we wanted turkey or ham this year. Then she brought up Jessica. "Your sister has been seeing someone new," she said. "His name is Kyle. He works in real estate. They have been together about 2 months now, and Jessica really likes him." "That is great," I said, genuinely happy for Jessica. She had been through a rough breakup about 6 months prior and had been pretty down about it. "We were thinking," Mom continued, "that it might be nice to have Kyle join us for Christmas. You know, so he can meet the family, see what we are all about." "Sure," I said. "Sounds good. So it will be you, Dad, me, Sarah, Jessica, and Kyle. 6 people total." There was a pause. A long enough pause that I stopped chopping vegetables and put down the knife. "Actually, honey," Mom said, her voice shifting to something more careful, more calculated. "About Sarah. I felt my chest tighten. What about Sarah? Well, we have been thinking about the sleeping arrangements. You know we only have 3 bedrooms. Your father and I are in the master. Jessica and Kyle will need the guest room since they are a couple, and Kyle is new, and we want him to be comfortable. That leaves your old room. Okay, I said slowly. Sarah and I can take my old room. That is fine. It has a double bed. We have stayed there before. Mom cleared her throat. We were actually thinking that maybe this year it could just be immediate family. You know, keep it small. Sarah could come next year when things are more settled with Kyle, and everyone knows each other better. I stood there holding the phone, certain I had misheard. Excuse me? I know it sounds a little unusual, Mom said quickly. But Kyle is brand new to the family, and we want to make sure he feels welcome and comfortable. It might be overwhelming for him to meet everyone all at once, including extended family. Sarah is not extended family. I said, my voice harder than I intended. She is my wife. We have been married for 8 years. I know, sweetie, but this is a special situation. Jessica finally found someone who seems really solid. We just want to give this relationship every chance to succeed. One Christmas, focused on making Kyle feel at home. Sarah will understand. She is so sweet and reasonable. You are telling me there is no room for my wife, but there is room for a guy Jessica has known for 2 months. Do not make this difficult, Andre. Your sister has not had the best luck with relationships. This guy could be the one. We need to make a good impression. Surely you can see that. What about the impression you are making on Sarah? What about showing her that after 8 years of marriage, she is actually part of this family? You are overreacting. It is one holiday. If it is just one holiday and no big deal, then Kyle can wait until next year. That is not fair to Jessica. But it is fair to Sarah. Mom sighed that exasperated sigh that meant she thought I was being unreasonable. Andre, I am asking you as your mother to please understand. Do this for your sister. Do not ruin her chance at happiness. I will think about it, I said, and ended the call before she could say anything else. Sarah walked into the kitchen a minute later and saw me staring at the counter. She touched my arm. What is wrong? I told her everything. I watched her face as I explained that my parents did not want her at Christmas because they needed the space for Jessica's new boyfriend. Sarah is not the type to get angry or make a scene. She just nodded slowly, her eyes getting a little shinier than usual, and said it was okay that I should go spend time with my family. That response made it worse somehow. The fact that she was willing to accept being treated like she did not matter. That night, I could not sleep. I kept replaying the conversation, getting angrier each time. 2 days later, Jessica called. I heard Mom talk to you about Christmas, she said brightly. Thanks for being cool about it, bro. I am not cool about it, Jess. Her tone changed instantly. Come on. It is just one Christmas. Sarah will understand. She is not going to make a big deal out of it. Do you realize how disrespectful this is? She is my wife. You always have to make everything about you. Jessica snapped. This is my moment. Kyle is important to me. For once, can you just let me have something without turning it into a drama? Sarah is important to me. She is my wife. She has been part of this family for 8 years. Kyle has been around for 8 weeks. Whatever. If you cannot be happy for me, then maybe you should not come either. She hung up. That evening, Sarah and I sat down for a long conversation. She tried to downplay it, said it was not a big deal, that she did not want to cause problems. But I saw the hurt in her eyes. I have been part of this family for 8 years, she said quietly. I thought they saw me as a daughter, not just someone on the outside. That was when it clicked for me. This was not about one dinner. This was about respect. This was about whether my wife was actually valued as family or just tolerated as an accessory to me. I called my dad the next day. He was even more dismissive than Mom had been. Your mother already explained the situation, he said. We are trying to make Kyle comfortable. It is not personal against Sarah. It feels pretty personal, Dad. If Sarah is not invited, I am not coming. Fine, he said. Suit yourself. We will miss you. He hung up. I sat there feeling like I had been punched. All those years of helping them, all the money I had sent, all the times I had dropped everything to drive 3 hours when they needed something. And this was how they valued my wife. A week later, I got a phone call from Linda, a woman who has lived next door to my parents for nearly 20 years. She and my mom are close, have coffee together most mornings. Andre, she said hesitantly, I hope I am not overstepping, but I heard about the Christmas situation and I think you should know something. She told me that my mom had been talking to her about Kyle, specifically about Kyle's family. Apparently, Kyle's parents own a pretty successful real estate firm. They have money, real money. And my mom had said almost word for word that if Jessica could land Kyle, she would finally be set financially. That they needed to make absolutely sure Kyle's family was impressed with them. So this was not really about bedroom space at all. This was about class, about money, about the fact that Sarah is a third-grade teacher making $48,000 a year, while Kyle works in commercial real estate and drives a BMW. I called my mom back. Is this about money, Mom? What are you talking about? Linda told me what you said. About Kyle's family being wealthy. About wanting Jessica to be set. I never said that she protested, but her voice had that high pitch it gets when she is lying. So you are telling me that you are choosing a guy my sister has known for 2 months over my wife of 8 years because of bedrooms. We are not choosing anyone. We are just trying to give Jessica a real chance here. By disrespecting Sarah, you are overreacting. This conversation is over. She hung up on me. That night, I sat in my home office going through financial records. This year, I had transferred $5,300 for their property taxes in mid-December. I went back through the past 3 years. Year 1, $5,100. Year 2, $5,200. Year 3, $5,300. Total of $20,600 just in property taxes. That did not count the emergency money I had sent when their roof needed patching, or when the furnace died. All in all, I had probably given them close to $30,000 over the past 4 years. Had they ever once thanked me properly? Had they ever acknowledged what Sarah and I were sacrificing to keep them in their house? Or had they just come to expect it? I thought about the last time Sarah and I visited. My mom had been showing off a bracelet her friend had just bought, going on and on about how lovely it was. When Sarah had given Mom a scarf, she had knitted by hand, spending hours choosing the perfect yarn and pattern. Mom had barely glanced at it before setting it aside and saying a quick thank you. I had not thought much of it at the time, but now it felt like a pattern. On December 15th, I got the automated email from the county. Property taxes for the address where my parents live were due by December 31st. Failure to pay would result in penalties and interest charges. I had always paid this bill around mid-December to avoid any risk of late fees. I called my dad. I got the property tax reminder, I said. Oh, good, he replied. Can you handle it this week? Like usual, I did not answer right away. Andre. You there? I am thinking about it. What is there to think about? You always pay it. I always thought we were family. But apparently Sarah is not family enough for Christmas dinner. Are you seriously bringing that up again? We explained the situation. We need to make Kyle feel welcome. You need to make Kyle feel welcome. But you do not need to make Sarah feel welcome. Kyle is going to be part of this family. He is marrying your sister. They have been dating for 2 months, Dad. And what about Sarah? After 8 years, what is she? Do not be ridiculous. This is about a holiday dinner, not about property taxes. Maybe it is about both. Maybe it is about respect. You are being manipulative, he said, his voice rising. using money to control us. I am not controlling anyone. I am just reconsidering what I can afford. Sarah and I are saving for a house. Maybe we need to prioritize our own finances. We need that money, Andre. You know our situation. We cannot afford $5,000. And I need my wife to be treated with respect. We all have needs, Dad. I cannot believe you are doing this. I cannot believe you are choosing Kyle over Sarah. He hung up. On December 17th, my mom called. Her voice was shaking. Andre, your father told me about the property taxes. You cannot be serious. I am very serious, Mom. We will lose the house. The county will put a lien on it. Do you understand what that means? Then maybe you should have thought about that before you uninvited my wife to Christmas. She started crying. How can you do this to us? We are your parents. We raised you. We sacrificed for you. And Sarah is my wife. How can you do this to her? This is not the same thing at all. You are right. It is not. Because Sarah has never done anything to you, except try to be a good daughter. And you are throwing her away for someone Jessica barely knows. She hung up. 20 minutes later, Jessica called. She was yelling before I even said hello. What the hell is wrong with you? You are going to let Mom and Dad lose their house because of one stupid dinner? I am not letting them lose anything. They can pay the taxes themselves. Or, you can pay them. I do not have $5,000. But you have room for Kyle at Christmas? This is insane. You are punishing our parents with money. That is sick. I am not punishing anyone. I am setting a boundary. I have been giving them money for years without asking for anything in return. The one thing I have asked for is that my wife be treated with respect. They cannot do that. Fine. I will tell Kyle not to come. Is that what you want? This is not about Kyle not coming. This is about Sarah being welcome. Actually welcome, not just tolerated. Sarah was welcome. No, she was not. You chose Kyle over her. You made it clear that his comfort matters more than her feelings. If that is how this family operates, then maybe I do not want to be part of it. I cannot believe you are this selfish. I cannot believe you think I am the selfish one. She hung up. On the evening of December 22nd, there was a knock on our door. I opened it to find my parents standing there. They had driven 3 hours from Pittsburgh. My mom's eyes were red and swollen. My dad looked exhausted. Please, Andre, my mom said. We are begging you. Pay the taxes. We will lose everything. I let them in. Sarah was in the bedroom giving us space. I gestured for them to sit on the couch. Let us talk about this, I said. There is nothing to talk about, my dad snapped. You are using money to manipulate us, and it is wrong. I have given you nearly $30,000 over the past 4 years. I have never asked for anything back. I have never made you feel bad about it. I just asked for one thing. Treat my wife with respect. We do respect you, my mom said. But not Sarah. You do not see her as family. That is not true. Then why is she not invited to Christmas Silence? Linda told me about Kyle's family, I said. About the money. About how you want to impress them. Both of them looked down. You wanted to make a good impression on people with money. You thought Kyle was a better catch than Sarah because his family is wealthy. You were willing to throw away 8 years of Sarah being part of this family so you could schmooze with people who might give Jessica a better life. We just want what is best for Jessica, my mom whispered. By treating my wife like she is not good enough. Nobody said that. I stood up and walked to my desk. I pulled out a folder with bank statements, printed records of every transfer I had made to them. Here, I said, dropping it on the coffee table. Every dollar I sent you. I did it because I love you. Because I thought family meant something. But family goes both ways. If Sarah is not family enough for Christmas dinner, then maybe I am not family enough to pay your bills. My mom started sobbing. You will regret this. You will regret hurting your own parents like this. You raised me better than this, my dad said, standing up. You raised me to stand up for my wife, I said. That is exactly what I am doing. They left. After the door closed, Sarah came out of the bedroom. She had heard everything. She put her arms around me and said she was sorry. I held her and told her not to be, that this was the right thing. But inside, I felt like I was breaking apart. Christmas Eve. Sarah and I stayed home. We had not made any other plans. We cooked a small dinner together, just the two of us. I kept checking my phone, some part of me hoping someone would call and apologize. No one did. That evening, Linda called again. Andre, she said, I need to tell you something. Your parents have been calling everyone they know, trying to borrow money for the property taxes. They have called old friends, distant relatives, people from their church. Most people do not have that kind of money to lend, and the ones who do have turned them down. I felt sick. I had not wanted to humiliate them. They called Kyle's parents, Linda continued. What Kyle's parents agreed to lend them the money. But they are charging interest, and they are requiring your parents to refinance the house with them as a lien holder. If your parents cannot pay them back, Kyle's parents can foreclose. I sat down hard. They would rather put their house at risk with strangers than apologize to Sarah. I do not think they see it that way, Linda said gently. I think they are just desperate. But I thought you should know. After I hung up, I told Sarah. She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, they really do not see it. Do they? They do not see what they have done wrong. No, I said. They do not. On December 26th, the day after Christmas, Jessica called. Her voice was different, smaller. Christmas was a disaster, she said. What happened? Kyle broke up with me. I did not know what to say. She started talking fast, the words tumbling out. The whole dinner was so awkward. Mom and Dad were trying way too hard to impress Kyle. Mom cooked all this expensive food we normally cannot afford. Dad kept asking Kyle about his business, about his family's business, practically kissing up to him. Kyle could tell something was off. After dinner, he pulled me outside and asked what was going on. I told him everything. About you, about the property taxes, about Mom and Dad borrowing money from his parents. What did he say? He said it was too much drama, that he could not handle this level of family dysfunction. He said he was sorry, but he was done. Then he left. Jessica was crying now. He is gone, Andre. And it is all your fault. No, Jess. It is not my fault. He left because of the dysfunction, not because of me. If he could not handle one family conflict, he was not the right person. If you had just paid the taxes, none of this would have happened. If you had just respected my wife, none of this would have happened. She was quiet. Kyle was not right for you if he ran at the first sign of trouble, I said more gently. You deserve someone who sticks around. I am sorry, she said suddenly. What I am sorry? About Sarah. You were right. We treated her terribly. I was so caught up in trying to impress Kyle and his family that I did not think about how Sarah must have felt. She has been nothing but kind to me, and I threw her away like she did not matter. Thank you, I said. That means a lot. Do you think she will forgive me? I think so. Sarah has a good heart. After we hung up, I sat with that conversation for a while. Jessica got it now. She understood. On December 28th, my dad called. Andre, he said, we need to talk. His voice was different too. No anger, no defensiveness. Your mother and I have been doing a lot of thinking. About everything. About how we treated Sarah. About how we treated you. I waited. We were wrong, he said. We got caught up in this idea of Jessica marrying into money. We thought Kyle could give her security, a better life. We forgot that you have been giving us a better life all these years. We took you for granted, son. We took Sarah for granted. I felt my throat tighten. "We want to apologize to Sarah," he said. "Is she there?" I handed the phone to Sarah. She listened, tears running down her face. On the other end, I could hear my mom's voice breaking as she spoke. "Sarah, sweetheart, I am so sorry. You are family. You have always been family. I was foolish and shallow, and I hurt you. Please forgive me." "I forgive you, Mom," Sarah said. When she handed the phone back to me, my dad was on the line again. "What do you want us to do about the taxes?" he asked quietly. I sat down with Sarah that night, December 30th, one day before the deadline. "What do you think I should do?" I asked her. "It is your decision," she said. "But I think they have learned their lesson. They are going to lose the house if I do not pay by tomorrow. Do you want them to lose the house? No. But I also do not want to just pretend this did not happen." They apologized. They meant it. Sometimes people need to hit rock bottom to understand what they have. I thought about it for a long time. The point had never been to punish them. The point was to make them understand that actions have consequences, that Sarah deserved respect, that I would not stand by while my wife was treated as less than. They understood now. I called my dad. "I am going to pay the taxes," I said. I heard him let out a breath he had been holding. "Thank you, son. But things are going to be different from now on. We understand. Sarah gets the same respect as any other family member. If she is not invited somewhere, I am not coming. If she is disrespected in any way, I am gone. No discussion." "Deal," he said. And Andre. "Yeah. Thank you. For everything. Not just the money. For standing up for what is right. You are a better man than I have been." On December 31st at 11 in the morning, I logged into my bank account and transferred $5,300 to the county for my parents' property taxes. The payment went through. The house was safe. The lesson was learned. 3 months later, in March, my parents invited Sarah and me to dinner. Not a holiday. Not a special occasion. Just dinner. When we arrived, my mom hugged Sarah first, held her tight, told her how much she had missed her. Over the meal, my dad asked Sarah about her students, really listened when she talked about the new reading program she was implementing. Jessica was there too. She and Sarah talked and laughed like old friends. There was no tension, no walking on eggshells. Just family. On the drive home, Sarah said it felt different. "Yeah," I said. "It felt real. Thank you for fighting for me. I will always fight for you." The property tax arrangement changed too. I still help my parents, but it is not automatic anymore. Every year we sit down together and talk about their finances. They contribute what they can. Jessica started sending money each month too, not much but something. It is not just my responsibility anymore. It is a family effort. More important than the money is the respect. My parents ask for Sarah's opinion now on family decisions. They treat her like a daughter, not like someone on the outside. Last month, my mom called Sarah just to chat to ask for advice about a book club she was thinking of joining. That phone call meant more to Sarah than any apology. Looking back, that December was the hardest month of my life. I did not want to hurt my parents. I love them, but I also love my wife, and she deserved better. Money has power, but it should not be used as manipulation. I was not trying to manipulate them. I was trying to show them the weight of their choices. Sometimes the people we love need to feel real consequences before they understand what they have done. Sarah never asked me to do what I did. She was willing to let it go to keep the peace. But I could not let it go. Because once you allow disrespect to slide, it becomes normal. It becomes expected. Standing up for her was standing up for us, for our marriage, for the idea that we are a team, and no one gets to treat either of us as less than. The county does not care about family drama. That is true. The county wants its money on time, or it takes your house. But sometimes family drama needs real consequences to get resolved. Sometimes love means drawing a line in the sand, and sometimes that line is measured in dollars and respect. I do not regret what I did. It saved my marriage, and it fixed my family. Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same thing. Have you ever had to choose between keeping the peace and standing up for someone you love? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life experiences. Share this with someone who might need to hear it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you find the courage to stand up for what matters most to you. Take care.